Hello, my people. Good day. Good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry that I have finished my breakfast before making this video. Normally, we do take the breakfast together. So, how are you guys today? I would like us. I'm sorry that most of the times my videos are not planned, you know. Normally, had it been that I've been planning my videos, I know that most of you will get prepared to ask some powerful questions and chip in your own views and narratives. So, happy Sunday once again. Welcome to today's show. I am sorry that I did not later came back online on that particular day. Good morning, Murphy. You know, I'm very sorry because after I left, I told you guys that my Twitter account was exploding. There is one guy. He runs Twitter account. They call it War Monitor. Selo Chijoke. Good morning. They call it War Monitor. So he was inviting me to join the discussion about the war in Ukraine, and we were many. And that discussion was I was live with them till almost 3 a.m. Heavy discussion. The supporters of Russia, supporters of Ukraine, supporters of America, and I even took them to Nigeria. I even took them to Boko Haram. I took them to Biafra land. I took them round the corner. You know, I also made them to understand that the problem that Russia is facing today is problem that Ojukwu wanted to solve in 1960s, that Russia helped to destroy. Now that problem have reached their doorstep and they have to face it. That is concussion of Anglo-Saxon. All the problems we have been having in Africa is the problem of Anglo-Saxon. But today's topic is not about Africa. Today's topic is about the side effect of war. You get? I have been reading a lot of your comments because of the explosion that hit the Russian bridge. And I'm also getting some other in-depth analysis on those videos. Many news that was going around says that the truck exploded, truck was carrying explosive. To the extent they were calling it negligent, that Russian FSB, that Secret Service, that we are controlling the trucks that goes on that bridge, didn't really look very well. But today's video, information that I got on Telegram, because that's where I follow Russians and I use iPhone. So everything that they write in Russia, my phone translates it for me and read it out. So it's as if everything is in English. That's amazing thing with iPhone. So something was detected because they played the video in a slow motion, and the truck has already crossed the explosion point. Then under the bridge, there was something like boat under that bridge. I can't tell how such object landed in that place without all the whole cameras dictating it. So now they are marking under the bridge. From there is where the heat was generating from under the bridge. That heat. And another thing is the fragment of the explosion. It's as if rocket, or where rocket hit those fragments because of aluminium and cast. But on this one, it's like they smuggled something under the bridge, and from there they blew everything up. It wasn't the truck, because the truck owner has been arrested, and he said that he sold the truck, And the people that bought the truck have not registered the truck yet. You know, in Russia, they have a lot of Hakuna Matata method like Nigeria. They are not like European countries that you don't move around with unregistered vehicles. So, without further ado, I will also advise, Murphy watching from South Africa. Okay, I will also advise most of our people that are calling this thing terrorist act. It's not terrorist act. That is side effect of war. You know, I will blame the Russians because Russians were conducting what they call special military operation in someone's territory. Yes, it's someone's territory because even though Ukrainians are killing their people, it's still Ukrainian territory. Russians are expanding or extending their humanitarian hand to the citizens of that particular area to give them safe haven, which they haven't even gotten till today. But attacking Ukrainian infrastructure, Russia attacked Ukrainian infrastructure, they bombed the electricity power grid and everything. Ukraine have possessed the right to do a very powerful blow to Russia so that Russia will withdraw and maybe destabilize Russia for them to push out their president, because all this game is cycle and they are playing this game with United States. You know, many may ask, what is Ukraine? That is the question I was expecting for people to ask. What is Ukraine? Is Ukraine a country? And why is it that the entire West are backing Ukraine with everything in their position? I also asked in that forum, because a lot of Russians and Yugoslavia and a lot of East Bloc people were on that show. We hosted it also yesterday, and I asked them, why is it that all the whole monument of the Soviet Union have been uprooted in various areas in those parts of the world? I thought that Soviet liberated them from the Hitler takeover and give them their freedom back and whatever. One of them made me to understand something, and that thing pushed me to make this video. I just want to push a narrative inside your brain, and from there you will be able to understand the reason why the collective West are backing Ukraine. Now, he said, those countries, Onyebuchi, good morning. Okay, Mike, watching from Zambia. Okay, welcome to today's show. They said that those countries hated Soviet Union and Russia to the core. And I said, why? He said, what do you think? All those countries, all the Baltic states, both Poland, both Ukraine, and Germany, all of them were working collectively with Hitler. All of them, let me use the word directly. I don't know whether it may lead for Facebook to censor this page. I will use NAZI, but you know what I mean. You know, I don't want to use the word directly. NAZI, all of them are NAZIs, like the Ukrainians. You know, this battalion, you know, NAZI battalion in Ukraine that was funded and armed and protected by America. So, and I was also discussing with my wife here. She said, when she was still small, that there are statements that the grandfather always used when American soldiers they have family friends that do visit them, that the grandfather always says that America saved us. And whenever this word comes, you think that America saved German from Hitler. No. No. America did not save Germans from Hitler. America saved Germans from the hands of the Soviets because the collective West have been funding, sponsoring, all of them are NAZI. If you understand where I'm going to. And they said that since after Second World War, America keeps on funding the Ukrainian NAZI, the Baltic NAZI, even though the German NAZIs are under the American payroll. CIA keeps on funding them, keeping them, clothing them. Now you know why the whole West are running mad, that Russia want to uproot NAZI in Ukraine. And NAZI in Ukraine has been there working together with Hitler. They call it Bandera. You know, their emblem, the person they worship, his collaborator of Hitler. Now, you may accuse me of selling forged or false narratives, but if you interview real people, understand whatever that is going on, the collective West, this Western country that we are living on, are the capital of NAZI. Do you get? The war in Europe between Russia and collective West is NAZI in civilian clothes, in a normal, if you get me, like us, blending in, looking like we, but they know what they are on the ground, are fighting the Orthodox religion that want to destroy NAZI. Because they rejected NAZI, they don't want, they have NAZI in Russia. But those NAZI has never ever made it to the authority or the position of power. So imagine this little war going on in that particular area of Ukraine. Do you know that all the whole satellite of the West, spy plane, everything in their arsenal has been laid open for Ukraine to use against Russia? You may ask, but they are not supplying this and that. They have been supplying more than they are telling you. Because one day, something just flied towards Russia radar, and that is radiation bomb that nobody has ever mentioned, but has been supplied. Even they took Poland MiG-29, modified it so that it will carry American-made weapons. But thank God that Russia destroyed that jet fighter and intercept all those missiles they sent to their radar. Yes. So the war we are experiencing is between two worlds. We are also involved because NAZI like to colonize, make you, destroy your development. They want to, you know the ideology of NAZI. They say that they are superior people, people with blue eyes, and their body is like in that program, or one of the guys said that something that baffles the West is that Russians are blonde people, white people, but with they call it dumped ideology. Like you are white, you have blue eyes, but you are not capitalist like us. You are not European. You are not European enough to be called an European. Do you get that? What is that European enough? That is you being NAZI against anything that is not of your type. Hate them. Whatever they possess, they have no right to possess it. It is the people that are like them that's supposed to control the technology, these resources, the world, everything. And Russia is pouring sand in NAZI movement. Look, let me tell you people, we have a very big problem. Because I have done 1 + 1 and find out today, is my first day to find out that America, those people killing blacks in America, it's not an accident. Do you see their government doing anything to reduce the NAZI activity in America? Even though their police, most of you maybe are watching from United States, if they call police, if a white woman or white man call police that a black man is parading around in my territory, in an open place, you will see that up to 50 white police will land and with their guns cocked to murder him. Yes. Only put the code word, I'm afraid of this black man moving around my compound. You see it? So blacks are being hunted in the so-called country of freedom of whatever you may call it. They allow you to live in their country only to cover themselves, cover what they are, so that you don't know whom they are. But they are the head of NAZI. I believe that most of you are understanding when I said NAZI, so that this video will not be censored and Facebook will not tell me that music is being played on the background. Which all of us knows that there is no video, no audio played. So I want Africans to start gathering themselves, go on live video with your mother tongue, lecture your people, tell them that the freedom that Africa will experience is fight against this NAZI continent or collective West. They are all NAZI, and the only people that will give them their freedom without colonizing them is Russia. It's Russia. If you recall, when they brought in problem in West Africa, when they find out the resources in Liberia, they put in trouble in Liberia for them to start stealing, upon their stealing till today. But Nigeria sent in their soldiers to clear everything. Sierra Leone, the same thing. And they went in and destroyed the same Nigerian soldiers. They cannot even liberate one part of their local government possessed by, you know it. They are not selling drones to Nigeria to monitor their terrain and their vast borders because of their activities of the NAZI in those areas. They placed Nigeria under arm embargo, not to fight their object that helps them to milk Africa in that heartbeat. I even sell to that group where I said that Russia may keep on fighting this NAZI group in Western world, in Ukraine, till their kingdom come. But if they want to deal with this NAZI collective West, all they need to do is to stretch their hand to Nigeria. Give Nigeria military aid. Start training Nigerian soldiers. To the extent Nigeria will kick out the NAZI American soldiers that are training them and Britain, if they will be able to secure Nigeria, if they will be able to secure Nigeria, it will be a very big blow to the complete NAZI establishment, because all they use to run their economy comes from Nigeria. And also Nigeria should change their name from Nigeria to something better. It's not proud to be calling you nigger area always. That word is forbidden in international community. But in Africa, you guys are holding it dear. The other ones call themselves Niger. There is nothing like Niger. Call it in German language, it's nigger. If a German come to Niger now and stand before the press, try to read things with the president of Niger, you will hear him mentioning nigger. Nigger, official, you made it official. They will call you nigger. And if you say the German that visited Nigeria, we say the Nigeria, nigger area, you motherfucker, nigger area. Ghana changed their name from Gold Coast to Ghana. Why can't we change our own name? Why can't we? We say that we are independent. I don't know what is in the brain of these northern elites that keep on protecting everything of the West. The world is moving forward, forging ahead, refusing the NACI collective West, dropping dollar, but we are going all in. What are you going to benefit? Do you love to be dictated for? Well, I know that your tradition is slavery, because when Sultan of Sokoto is keeping slaves, and the Benin Kingdom keeps slaves, Yoruba kings keep slaves, all of you are slaves. There are only tribes that say that we can never be slaves to no human being. That's why they put us in that perpetual suffering. Do you get me? So the people ruling the world today are the NACI establishment. So, and many may be asking, will Russia react on this attack on this bridge? Today, I don't think so. I don't think that Russia will react aggressively. And I believe that Russia have their reasons, because in those areas where Russians are fighting today, they have limited resources. Military and other equipment is limited. Russia will play cool, not to escalate, until all they need to sustain whatever that comes to them in those territories are being transferred over to that area. And most of you are seeing that a lot of military equipment are moving down to that place. Until those things, because Russia is not only this particular area they are fighting. Russia will go to Odessa, and Russia will connect Odessa with Transnistria, this small country that break out of Moldova. I heard that Moldova is a NATO member, and I don't know, maybe if Russia want to connect those people, if Moldova will react, and maybe that is where the trump card lies, where the NATOs are waiting to join the fight. Let's see. Maybe Russians understand it. That's why they want to feed that particular area, fortify that particular area. Don't forget, Russia possesses over 1.something million active army. You may ask that, do they have lesser soldiers? Russia has possessed over 1.something million daily active, leave this mobilization, active army, and ask yourself, why are they moving them? Why are they not positioning them? And those active army are in various areas, positioned and well equipped, well funded, waiting for something that two of us know nothing about. But they allow the people that are fighting in Donbass, Lugansk, Zaporozhye, and other various areas are the indigenous people with little experts, Russians, on the background fighting with them. So let me see what Dennis said. He said, if change name, does that mean you change the attitude of human? My brother, I believe the way someone behaves when let me put it this way, when Nigeria is still under occupation, like still under the government, under the governance of Britain, and they are still under occupation, their attitude and the way they do their things is different. You know, if Nigeria start changing their name, that means Nigeria is building its own path. Nigeria is disconnecting itself from former slave and also former colony. That is the sign of such thing, you know. It will give another moral, because a lot of Nigerians will now start searching for the meaning of the name they have adopted. And from that meaning, your attitude, your lifestyle, a lot of things will change. You will see it. You will think that it means nothing. That's why, if most of you may recall, there was a time 50 Cent of America wanted to buy Things Fall Apart. That name, Things Fall Apart, from Chinua Achebe. He priced millions of dollars. A lot of Nigerians were reacting. What is that common name? Why should you hold such a name dear? Things Fall Apart. Sell it now and collect the million. And the man said no. There's a reason for it. You know, Things Fall Apart. Wherever that name comes out, that Chinua Achebe will always sell. You know, Things Fall Apart. So for you to know the power and the ingredients of things that are connected to name, you know. So my brother said, Nam, you talk about the importation of food soldiers, and you are still supporting togetherness of the same country. I made it clear. You did not mention something. Are you talking on behalf of Biafra, or you're talking of Nigeria, or you're talking of Collective West? You have to make it clear, you know. In Biafran cause, the only thing is that the people leading the Biafran affairs are misinterpreting, misteaching, and misleading our people, you know. If you watch other Asian countries that are fighting for what we are fighting, you know, like the Tamil Tigers, you know, you go and read how they do their thing. Yes, of the disintegration of Nigeria. You have to go and read how they have been operating. They run like government. It's not a place where anyhow person will jump in and take position and start leading people to the right. The other one will come leading people to the left. Everything will be, it's like we the Igbos are eating ourselves in Nigeria. And Nigeria is sitting down, drinking coffee and watching. And also, we fail to also understand that the movement of Biafra, that Nigeria has interest. Today we are under Nigeria. Nigeria has interest. And that interest, that interest will show you that in whatever you are doing, if you fail to follow the right path and the normal way, they will infiltrate you and they will disorganize you. You can't stop it. It's 100%. They will infiltrate you. Anybody can claim to be a powerful loyalist, kill somebody in your front, not knowing. You won't know that he's an agent, only to destroy your movement. I know that your leader, who is in prison, and some people always say that whenever I come online, I criticize him. Let me tell you people something. Opposition in political arena is not against you. And is there, opposition is there to kick the ass of the leading group for them to remain focused. For them not to be carried away and feel relaxed, you know. Opposition job is to always find a loophole, find your mistakes, and use it against you. And opposition is not your friend. I am opposing something that is harming my interests. You understand? If you come to Germany today, you will see a lot of oppositions in TikTok all over, kicking against the current government, even though, like I am member of the leading party in Germany today. I kick against our party. If we are online meeting, I say my mind. They don't single me out to call me a saboteur or call me that I'm sabotaging their cause. But what I'm kicking brings them to start thinking differently and also notice that not all the members and the citizens are buying to that, their ideology. They may not stop it, but they may amend it, but continue, So, in terms of Biafra, I always carry Biafra wherever I go, wherever any group on online discussion, because like this Russia only, therefore yesterday, I made it clear that the Biafran people saw the Anglo-Saxon agidi, this their mind they are producing, and they rejected it. And by that time, for the first time in human history, that Soviet Union and Anglo-Saxon work in tandem, conjunction, against one tribe. I will use the word, Third World War has been fought, but it was fought in Africa because America, Britain, and Soviet Union, both African countries collectively fought the Biafrans to submission and also keep on subduing them till today. On the Biafran affairs, I will also touch that area. Nigeria is not managed very well. Nigeria is operating as if the leaders are the caretakers. They are not working for the interests of the country. Not about corruption that is happening in Nigeria, because corruption is normal in any country that practices capitalism. Because capitalism, there are ways capitalism operates. Capitalism is country makes money, some entities steal the money and build corporation that will enslave people to work on their behalf for the country to generate more funds. You get me? And why is capitalism succeeding and keep on going, both in Africa? Because you, even you watching me, believe that by tomorrow you may break through and become one of the elites. That is greedy. That greediness is in you. You keep on protecting the corrupt capitalist, believing that tomorrow you may make it and remain among the decision makers of the country. That means you are watering, giving fertilizer to something that is destroying the nation. But if you jump out of capitalism and go into the socialism, you will see that capitalism will attack you. Because those individuals will never allow you to take away, like example, if you come to Nigeria, come to Lagos, you want to clean gutter that is in Lagos, you may see some entities that will fight you. Why are you cleaning the gutter? Because they are making their ends meet from the gutter, from that rubbish mosquito factory. That is capitalism. So, but let me jump back to, let me read a little what they are saying. But you still believe me that the amalgamation agreement has expired. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu keep asking for call federalism or referendum. Listen, my brother. I watch your leaders of today coming out on air. Even I'm watching Edu Asusu challenging, what is that guy's name? The guy in Finland. I can't remember his name again. Chinedu Asusu, my friend, was challenging the guy from Finland that he should come on live debate. You stand up to call for no election, but inside you are thinking whole faculty. You have not called the same way the Barcelonian people did it. You have never stand up, wake up. That's why I said, if I take the mantle of leadership, if you believe on what I believe, you will see what we achieve. But I don't want somebody to be coming to my page to be insulting me, insulting my family, or doing rubbish. As they are killing each other, they may start going after my family. Upon you need their own betterment. That's why I dropped that rubbish. Thank you, Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa said that there will be no election in Igbo land. there will be no election. He said it boldly. And as he was saying it, he kept on repeating something that has never functioned. That's where I get annoyed. Because if people fail to understand strategic thinking, how to, I have tried A, it's not working. You don't keep on choosing A. It will never work. That bridge has been blown up. You try B, they block it. You try C, they block. You try D until Z before you start declaring war. That means I have tried all options and they refuse. You guys keep on trying one thing and you will say that Nigeria refused to do this. You have not tried anything. Have you tried, as you are standing firm, to declare that there will be no election in Igbo land? Declare that let us carry out our own referendum without the blessing of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They do it. It's doable. You may say that on that day of election, we will not vote Nigeria, but we will partake in our own inner decision to ask our people their position in Nigeria and give them the room to air their personal opinion, respect their decision. Are you ready for that, such a thing? You know, I call myself thinker of Biafra movement. You know, I have a lot to offer, but the bad ones will go after me. The ones that are, you know, there are loyalists in Nigeria, they go without thinking. They go without sitting down arguing. They go without asking questions. I can never work against Biafra. I can never work against my people. I use my blockers. That's me. But your part, the way you are chasing and moving Biafra, I have been telling you this thing since Radio Biafra, since 2008 till 2022. I said it will never work. Nothing will happen. Until today, you have never achieved nothing. Nothing. The largest movement in mankind of freedom with doom ideology. Do you know, let me give you another example. When Israel was fighting to take the territory of Palestine, because that territory is not Israelis, it's Palestine, sold by Britain during First World War to the Tsars that came from Ukrainian part of the country in Crimea that took over that territory and called themselves the Jews. When that area was sold, a lot of international community kicked against it. Do you know what Israel was fighting for? Israel said that, okay, you may reject us, you may reject whatever, but do like this. Point a finger in Palestine and give us that area to stay. They fought for that thing until they said, okay, solid dot now. They give Israel the dot. Today, Palestinians are living in that dot. Israelis are living. They want, allow my leg to reach ground. Biafrans are not doing that thing. There are many ways to achieve what you are looking for. Many ways. But you guys think that you know it all. You call people names and they leave you. You know, the no election, is it a bad idea? If you condemn it, then means you are condemning sit at home. Who brought in the sit at home? I am the person, when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, everywhere went mute. My page was blocked for almost 4 to 6 months. All my videos wiped. I am the person that sit down in my car and I said, if you, all of you, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, the dream want to die off. Dream want to die off. I am the person that says, any day they will take him to court, make that day sit at home. That's my idea. But they now make it permanent Monday. Killing the interest and business of the Igbo land. You see their brain? They steal people's idea without calling the person that generated the idea. How can we implement this thing and achieve a very powerful result. No, they cut it and they will only walk towards that area and it's all. They don't know way forward, they don't know way out, and they remain there. That has been the Biafran movement techniques, which is not good. You know? So let me read before this one. It says, you have this idea, but you stay away from the struggle. If Biafra come, won't you benefit? Biafra will not come with these your leaders. Biafra will never show up with these your leaders. I am not saying this because I know insult makes me to step out. Attack makes me to step aside. You know, calling names make me to withdraw. You know, so that's why I step aside. And since I step aside, I keep on watching you people. Nothing is moving. So let me read. It says, bros, is Russia losing the war in Ukraine? Russia is not losing anything. Russia is granting every equipment that is sent into Ukraine by the West. And Russia is using that war to destroy the West because the West want Russia to escalate so that the war may finish in time. As America said, they want to keep on giving so that the war will last, and Russia have seen that it's going to their benefit. That's why they are calling on Saudi Arabia and OPEC Plus for them to reduce the crude production and skyrocket the price, because they know that that thing is what is going to kill the economy of the Anglo-Saxon. For almost 30 years, this is the first time that the pound sterling is going down rapidly. And very soon, your brothers living in England will be shouting up NEPA and down NEPA. That's it. So he said that there will be election in Biafra land. Let Simon Ekpa come back home to lead the nonsense. Okay? Yes, I appreciate you for that effort. You can still come up with the better ideas. Is Simon Ekpa, Simon and his boys, okay? He want to destroy the struggle, but he failed already. Who want to destroy the struggle and fail already? I don't know. Please mention name. Chijoke. You are still a Biafran, and if Biafra comes, you will still contribute better effort for us to grow up like the West. Arinze, during the time I was very active on Biafran affairs, I told them that if we follow the path we were following by then, had it been we followed that path, my people, had it been we followed that path, let me tell you something, a little. If you go to the northern Nigeria, they have Sharia police, they have Sharia court, they have Sharia school, they have Sharia institutions. In northern Nigeria, this thing started in Zamfara state. And when Sharia law was adopted in Zamfara state, a lot of Nigerians started fighting against it and saying that it's a very bad thing. You get me? And they were laughing at the Zamfaras. But today, it's like one hand touching oil and the oil move over the whole fingers. The entire Connaught now are all adopting, they have adopted and established Sharia. Did they amended Nigerian constitution? No. How do they succeed in doing such a thing? I tell Nigerians, I tell the Biafrans, I said, bring the Nigerian constitution. I mean those learned people, the ones, the lawyers, not ordinary people. Bring the Nigerian constitution, tear it apart. Find loopholes for us, the thinkers. Find loopholes. We want loopholes. We don't want to read everything. We want loopholes. Locate loopholes in every constitution of every nation. There are loopholes. And that loopholes is what the North are using without fighting for the amendment of the Federal Republic of Nigerian Constitution. And if we start using, okay, you see, Chijoke, whom are you insulting? Selo Chijoke, whom are you insulting? So if you find that loophole, if Biafran lawyers find the loophole and keep on feeding that loophole to the solid people that has brain that want to move Nigeria forward. I don't know the fight that is going on, who is fighting who, but so If we find that loopholes, that is all I need. And that loopholes is what the Northerners are using. Let me give you people example. Most of you remember the Bakassi boys in Abia State before. Do you know why Nigerian military and Nigerian police did not attack the Bakassi boys? Do you know why? In Nigerian constitution, there may not be referendum. In Nigerian constitution, there may not be separation. You know? But in Nigerian constitution, there is something very tasty, very wonderful. You know, in Igbo land, they have a saying that said, instead of my cow to run away from me, it's better for me to cut the tail and hold that one. That is what I have. You understand? And that is what the Northerners are using. You may say that I'm running around, I should go straight to the point. You know, most of the Biafran people today, most of you have fallen out of IPOB, most of you have fallen out of all various Biafran groups. But before, you were among the people that draw knife, that want to kill somebody, some people that were telling you about due process. You know, due process. On that day come out, those guys are ready to enforce it. I don't know. So due process. Biafrans, my people, what do we have to lose? Today, we have lost a lot of young boys, dead. We have lost a lot of thousands wounded. We have lost a lot of thousands jam-packed in Nigerian prison. And their case file has been thrown inside Atlantic Ocean. You get me? Now, if the Zamfara state find a loophole in Nigerian constitution and said, we can bring Sharia into Nigeria without Nigeria fighting us, or the Nigerian entity, I mean the Igbo, Yoruba, and everything, stepping hard on us to not to quench it. How do you do that? How do you do that? It's a customary government. Customary government. You know, most of us hear customary government, customary government. I keep on telling the Biafrans, if you love your territory and you are not working for the interests of Ndi Igbo, you must adopt customary government. Because customary government is in Nigerian constitution, well protected. And the Sharia law that we call in the north is nothing like Sharia law. It is Sharia government running under customary government. Go and read about customary government. You know, you don't need to create ESN. You don't need to create killers. You don't need to create bombers. They will attack you. They will kill you. They will destroy you and nobody will say a word. Nothing will happen. United Nations won't alter because you are stupid. You fail to follow the tunnel that will protect you. You fail to reason like a normal human being by not following the due process. They call it due process. Due process means you adopt the same way the Sharia government in the north is operating. They call it Sharia government. It's running under the umbrella of customary government. And if IPOB and Biafra movement love their people and want to repair the entire Igbo land that was destroyed and never repaired by Nigerians, we have to. One government, one state governor, one. That's what I was trying to give to Nnamdi Kanu when they released him before in Nigeria. And Uche Mefo blocked me to the highest level. Today, he has run out of that group. After sabotaging the group, in open legal method, everybody think that he was with them. And I said, blocking me will hamper our progress. Because I saw the magnitude of people that were following Nnamdi Kanu. And I noticed that if those groups going behind Nnamdi, if Nnamdi can channel them in Anambra State that time, that Nnamdi started saying that no election, I said, oh my God, he has gotten it wrong. Had it been you channeled them to Anambra, call the Anambra electorate to order. Tell them, I will back you to take back your seat. But I want you to sign in the customary government, permanent, into law. Because Bakassi that was moving in Abia State by that time, the reason why army and police did not attack Bakassi is because Orji Uzor Kalu placed Bakassi under temporary approval under customary law as a vigilante group running under customary government of Abia State. But he did not make it permanent. It was temporary. And he later canceled it. So, if at all people understand this game and tell Obiano by that time, instead of you telling to Obiano that there will be no election in Anambra State, sit down with Obiano, said, Obiano, I don't bloody care about your government in Nigeria. I don't bloody care. All I want is for you to sign a customary government law that calls itself Biafra under your government. Customary government. Sign it into law. That's all we need. Governor signed it and made it permanent. House in the state also adopt it and pass it as a law. We will not fund that customary government with contribution that we are contributing today. If the federal government is reading out budget for the federation, they have the budget for the customary government in Nigeria. You may remember customary court in your various areas before. Where are they now? If you go under that thing and start operating, Nigeria will never tamper you nor touch you. We will not lose all these youth they have killed, wounded and imprisoned. Why can't we that claim that we want the freedom and safety? Because if you're a core Biafran, a blood of a Biafran should be like diamond that shouldn't even drop on the floor. But today you hate yourself like no man's business. That's why I distance myself from you. Look, if you want to follow my path, you must see every Igbo man, even though he's a saboteur, even though he's selling you to whatever, know that he was influenced by something. Because if you born 5 children, all of them will never behave like you. There were those that will behave like their mother, those that will behave like their grandfather, great-grandpapa. Will you kill all of them? You won't kill all of them. You will still accommodate and carry them along. And tomorrow, they will become something, and also your name will never die. So we, the Igbos, call ourselves the Biafrans, should see our brothers and sisters as something sacred. And if you see it sacred, that means you will never tell them there will be no election in Biafra land. Is it your mother and your motherfucking father that is going to block the Nigerian government on that day not to perform an election? You want to send them to their earlier grave again. You see? And you call yourself a Biafra. You are sabotaging. All these people claiming to lead Biafra are the saboteurs, number 1 of the core of the Biafran race. Ojukwu says, I will never go to war again against Nigeria because my people failed to understand. What did our people fail to understand? We think we know it all. We think we know it better than whosoever. We never bring closer the thinking brain and ask him, what did you really mean by declaring war? Is it we fighting Nigeria out, or we doing this? Ask questions and figure out the answer, not hearing something and jump and collect it, and at the end of the day, it's somebody's brain. You can only walk from where you heard and where he stopped. The remaining lies in his ideology. You can never steal it away from him. But I noticed that all the Biafran leaders are stealers. They steal people's idea and they never know the end of it. What I just mentioned now, I may bet you with 1 naira. 1 naira. What do we have to lose? Is the first question. Do we have anything to lose if we push for that customary government? Do we have anything to lose? Nothing. If we practice customary government in one state, Let us see if Nigeria will attack us. Let us see if Nigeria will kill you. Just one state. Give it a try. One state. Call a governor. One state. We want one state in Igbo land to adopt Biafran customary government. And you know what is customary government? Customary government is the reason why it's inside that law is that if you want to pull out of Nigeria, before you pull out, you have to run customary government. Why? Because under customary government, you will learn how to govern yourself. Learn how institutions works. Learn how to run your schools, your court, judicial system, police system, force, everything. Under customary law, you can protect your territories without allowing the janjaweed and cows to float around. In the north, if you drink alcohol in the public, they arrest you, even though you are Nigerian police. If you touch woman yash, they pick you up and they flog you, even though you are Nigerian army. Because the law of the federation protects what they are doing. You want to pull out. Have you learned how to govern yourself? Or should Simon Ekpa to become your president tomorrow? Or whosoever that jump out from nowhere? Don't you know that leaders are being trained to lead their people? There are leaders that are natural ones, but there are other ones that are being trained in special schools to learn how to govern, how to move the country forward without allowing it to fall apart. A leader is someone who is ready to sit down with his enemies, whosoever it may be, negotiate for freedom, for the peace of their nation. That's leaders. As Russia is fighting with Ukraine, do you know that West and Russia and Ukraine are sitting behind the door and also negotiating? That's how it works. But in our own, no, everybody must die. Why must you kill? Why must people die for your freedom to come? I know that freedom is not given, but taken away from you. But you must be fast, stinker, to be able to be ahead of your enemies. When the Northerners want to bring that Sharia government, nobody knows about it. It's just like blitz. But our own will be talking. Everything in social media, looking for followers, looking for... These things is rubbish. If we want to achieve our aim, we must disconnect from this thing. The people that may be running the television and whatever show may be there, but it must be decent, not whosoever that jumps out. You get me? Do something the way it should be. Go underground. Sit down with your politicians that you are calling sabotage, you are calling names, you are insulting. They are your leaders. They are the people that will pass that motion on that day. They are the people that will adopt that law on that day. If you like, keep on behaving like a madman on the street, and they will always treat you like a madman, handcuffing you, beating you up, and giving you sleeping tablet. There, I will rest my case today. If you like, form ESM from here to tomorrow, you are sending children to their earlier grave. The futures of Biafra are being killed on the street, and we don't need it. What we need is cool brain, a good thinker. If it's you that they attack your bridge, you will go all in. But you look how leaders operate. Cool brain. Because if you rush, you will make thousands of mistakes and you won't even forgive yourself. But always, I said always relax. What did that man do? What did he do? He stole my cup. Oh, kill him. Instant judgment is Igbo people's problem. What did that man do? He stole my toothpick. Why should he steal toothpick? What do he want to do with toothpick? Cool your brain. Do diligent investigation. You may find out something that may make you not to condemn the criminal. Don't rush in judging. So let me read some comments and see if I may react to most of them before I will close for today. So now is comment time. Let me see if I will find out where this thing is coming from. Okay, start this. Okay. You respect him because he is promoting the dead one Nigeria. Okay. Arinze. Okay. But you still believe me that the amalgamation, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu asking for call of referendum. Nnamdi Kanu has never asked for federalism. Nnamdi Kanu wants outright discoupling from the federal government of Nigeria. And Nnamdi Kanu asked him, I'm reacting to Arinze's comment. He said that, but MNK keep asking for core federalism or referendum. If you want referendum, you must respect your political elites and you must call them to table, sit down with them, negotiate for whatever you are demanding. There will be fight, there will be disagreement, there will be disengagement, but you never give up until they will buy to your idea. He never does that. Okay. So the no election, is it a bad idea if you, okay, I have answered this one. You have this idea, but you stay away from the struggle if Biafra comes. For Biafra to come, I did not stay away. I'm also here talking. Whenever I'm doing everything I do, bring the word Biafra into it. Only that I'm protecting my people and myself from the those that has no good things upstairs. So, bros, okay, I have answered this question. There will be election in Biafra land. Let Simon Ekpa come back home and blah blah blah. And Simon Ekpa is short of ideologies. That man, no. Yes, I appreciated you for the effort. You can still come up with the better ideas. They will try to kill me. Simon Ekpa is okay. He want to destroy the struggle, but he failed already. Who want to destroy the struggle? As before, you are still a Biafran, and if Biafra comes, you will still contribute better effort for us to grow up like the West. Yes, come up with it. MK said anybody who will bring better ideas for Biafra to come, that he will follow. But Arinze, you know that Nnamdi Kanu never listened to nobody except his own idea. And there are lots of lawyers from all over the world that have pulled their plug from Nnamdi Kanu because of blackmailing and a lot of illegal activities. That was you. He begged for. You must be stupid. I don't know whom he's talking. Are you responsible? I don't know. There will be election. Nobody can stop it. Nobody will stop it. And they have been doing all these things, wasting the people's life. And at the end of the day, somebody still in Anambra State and ruling Anambra. On that day, come out. Those guys are ready to enforce it. Okay, let's see them. A very nice idea, bro. It's a good one. Using loopholes can aid a successful means of achieving our goals. But our people are not using it, my brother. So go and join them if you are man enough. Okay. But MKO created ESM because the government failed to provide security. Security who? In which area? Arinze, let me ask you, who is terrorizing people in Igbo land today? If you may answer this question, Arinze, whom do you think is terrorizing people in Igbo land? Is it the Fulani you are claiming that they are terrorizing our people in Igbo land? Can you give me videos and areas where the Fulanis are doing what they are doing in the north in Igbo land? Every video I see, killing and everything, the people killing always speak Igbo. Which boys wait and see, nobody can cook for us like, let me see, you cannot force us again. So go out that day when you can not go out on Monday. Arinze, these ideas that you guys are bringing, don't go out and whatever. you are inviting Nigerian military to occupy you the more. And to the extent you want to have any loophole to do anything. You can need to create ESN. You think any of the governors agreed to do such you are saying? Take Soludo as case study. My brother, Arinze, sitting outside and accusing people without you putting something on the ground is wrong. I have seen a lot of Biafran people and Biafran movements doing Photoshop and lying, manipulation. Movement is not something of propaganda. You have to be realistic. Propaganda will never bring anything for you. There are rooms for propaganda when that one comes. But fighting for your liberation and fighting for the betterment of your people, you have to. You have to convince me. That's what they say, convince me to follow you. You have to sit down with people, iron things out. There are a lot of Igbo people that has solid interest, even the Hausas. During the time of Zeke did not jump in and get independent for Nigeria. Zeke sit down with Yorubas, they fight and they argued. Zeke sit down with the Hausas and with British people and with Ghanaians, because Ghanaians have interest. Zeke sat down with a lot of people that has interest in British Nigeria by that time. And at the end of the day, cool head prevail. We do it because we support it. I don't know what he said. Call it Biafra. You sounding like this if you are not in Nigeria. Arinze, I don't know what you're saying. Why Southwest created security and why some states in Middle Belt? Because their areas are being overrun and being threatened by the Islamic movement. While our own area is we that are overrunning our own people. But Simon, you are fighting is a champion in it. I don't know. I don't understand. Good morning, boss. Good morning, Obina. Please, I totally disagree you on the point of ESN. If you may, Ikechukwu, if you may make it clear for me to understand what you are disagreeing on. You are funny. I now understand you stand on the Biafran struggle. It's okay. You are directly against the movement. Who is this? It's okay. Continue with your program, please. And forget about the Biafran restoration, please. You see, that's what I'm saying. They don't like to sit down with their enemies to discuss anything. That means you will never succeed. Because the more they say that communication helps a lot. The more we communicate is the more we understand each other. If we fail to communicate, we can, like the Fulanis that are overrunning Nigeria now. Who has ever invited Fulanis for us to sit down and negotiate and ask them, what is your problem? Have you heard that? Not from the federal government, not from the state, not local government. Has any organization invited the Fulanis, all of them and their representatives, sit down with Nigeria and ask them, what is your problem? What do you want? Because our people says, a child that never behaved like a madman, the father will not tell the people to allow him to get married. So which of the governors we want to start it? Hope Uzodinma or Soludo. But how can you mention the people that you fight against for them not to secure their positions? That is the problem of Biafran people. Whenever election is coming, they will sabotage the government not to succeed. And after that person let us succeed, they will start demanding favors from him. You can't eat your cake and have it. Arinze, you should keep quiet and listen. If not ESN, will your parents be safe in your country? How many Igbos have died under the hands of ESN? I am more inclined on this. Is my field, okay? Okay. Your field is Biafra. And yet you spill nonsense from your brain. Ifani, I think he's referring to me. So I am more a Simon is not my leader. When some of us hide and Biafra comes tomorrow, many will come be fighting for position and cause. A normal nation that is being established in a normal way, people will not be fighting for any position. Things will be done amicably. And the way you people are sounding, I keep on telling my people that all these Biafran groups you are creating, all these groups are rebels. When things go wrong, you will now understand what I'm saying. Do you Katsina State has been given right to carry acres to defend themselves? Please, ESN is no-go area for us. Our people will first of all build the love to love each other before we will allow them to carry anything weapon. Before you leave, speak a little Dutch for us. How do you mean speak a little Dutch for us? I speak German, I don't speak Dutch. Dutch is Holland. So, good morning, senior man. Okay, Hansman, schönen guten Morgen. Meine Leute, schönen guten Tag, good morning. So, thank you that you joined today's program. All you can do is to like the video, share it, and leave your comments. I do read every comment. If it worth me responding, I will do. But please, if you insult, I will kick you out, I will block you. I know a lot of you that insulted before that were blocked, that are now writing me directly that I should unblock them. They are missing the program. I know I'm nobody, my program is nothing, but it's something for me. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Sunday to all of you. Enjoy yourself and thank God for today. And pray and worship the Supreme. Bye-bye for now. Love you all.